Hey guys. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is showing you how to use a call script. And not only am I going to go over it, but I'm actually going to call a seller and I'm going to call a real estate agent while I'm doing this video, just to give you a better explanation of how you can talk to a seller or an agent using this script. Now, there's a couple things that I want to point out. Number one is going to be, this is a script. It's not the Bible, right? So you're not going to follow this, word for word. There's going to be more questions that you're going to be asking. You want this to be conversational. If you sound like a robot, you're going to sound like every other salesperson out there. You don't want to sound scripted. You want to sound comfortable. You want to sound relaxed, like you're an expert at this. You do it all of the time, right? Now, one of the biggest concerns that people have and why they don't do dials is they feel uncomfortable. They don't know if doing the dials is okay or not. Is it illegal to call people? What if you call a do not call list? What if they threaten to sue you and all this other stuff? Well, I actually have in the script here, I pointed it out, and it's Kofi versus Fast Easy Offer. This is a lawsuit that was actually won not too long ago, and it established case law. And basically, just to read it out, the court ruled that unsolicited calls offering to buy a homeowner's property, they don't qualify as telephone solicitations. That means that you can't get in trouble for doing it. So that's great news there. Now, what I've done with this, the other thing is I've separated the introductions based on different avatars. So you have for sale by owners, you've got real estate agents, and then you've also got pre-foreclosure distressed sellers. Now, for sale by owner and real estate agent, they're going to be approached differently because the for sale by owner, it's the owner selling their own property. The agent is selling the property on behalf of the owner. Now, the pre-foreclosure distressed seller, it's the same exact thing, except it's going to be agent or homeowner. I'm sure you know how to change the language to match that. It's going to be the exact same thing within the script. So, are you living in the home now, renting it out, or is it vacant? If you're talking to an agent, it's, is your client living in the home now? Are they renting it out, or is the home currently vacant? Right? So just use common sense when you're using the script. Now, what I'm going to do, just to give you a good explanation, I'm going to go over a free resource to contact homeowners. And then I'm going to go over the paid resource to contact the real estate agents. So let's get into it. And how I'm going to be contacting them, you could do it on your own cell phone. I'm actually going to be using my CRM. So that way we'll see everything live here. So what I've done, I've already done the filters. This isn't a tutorial showing you how to use these different softwares. So with the filters, I was able to filter out a couple properties here in the St. Cloud area. These are for sale by owners. So let's go ahead and try to give them a call. Now, before I call, I'm just looking at this real quick. So there's no HOA. I filtered everything out the correct way. I just want to see real quickly. So this is a newer property. It's on the market for 16 days. So what I'm going to do is, as I'm talking to the person, you're going to see the screen. So that way you'll kind of understand things here. So, but yeah, let me go ahead and get into it. Now, I'm going to move the script over, and I want to make sure I follow it to the T for you guys. Okay, so I've got it on this side here. So I'll be pacing back and forth between the script and this page here. Now, the script is in the download link below. So if you want to follow along with that, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay. So what I'm going to do is paste the number into the dialer here. All right. So this person, and this is why for sale by owners, realtors never recommend selling for sale by owner because look at that. Calling to try to get information on the property, they don't answer. They don't even want to be bothered. They literally just set up a voicemail to tell people, I don't want to talk to you. Go to Trulia or Zillow. So, but I'm going to call them again because I don't care. Yeah, right. So I'm not going to bother leaving a voicemail. Most likely, they're probably not going to call back anyway, but just keep calling. That's the important thing is that you continue to follow up with these people. So we're going to go to this property here now. Let me find the property owner's number. And just take a look. We got the unique farmhouse, because freshwater beach, 3 bed, 2 bath, fully furnished. Home has hardwood floors. Wonder why it's fully furnished. Outdoor living space, hot tub, workshop, storage shed, carport, brick pave. So nice property. They're selling it fully furnished. Um, that gives me a little bit of a thought here that maybe there's a reason that they're doing that. Maybe they have to move and they're not able to bring their stuff. But let's find out. All right, we're not really getting much luck today with the answers, but that's okay. Let's just double tap them. You always want to call twice. So the reason you want to do that, maybe they were busy the first time around and they were running to their phone. How many of us have missed a phone call and ended up having to call them right back? So yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to answer. So all right, like we're not having much luck here today with these, but the agent ones are usually much better. That's kind of the downside of calling for sale by owners is a lot of times they're working and they're not able to answer. Um, but let's give one more a shot here and let's see what we get here. So, but not a bad looking property. It's got a big yard, a little outdated, but that's actually preferred because you can negotiate a little bit more when it comes to the property there. So let's go ahead and call them.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? My name is Michael. I'm calling. I saw your property over on Zillow and Oak Court here. I'm a
Yes,
local
sir.
investor in the area, actually.
Uh-huh.
Um, I just want to make sure, is it still on the market or?
Yes, it's on the market. Hmm.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, sometimes Zillow's a little iffy. They don't update
Hmm.
their stuff, but it is a nice property. If you don't mind, what is it that makes you want to sell the property?
It belongs to my parents, and they have used it as a rental property, and they've become of an age that they no longer can maintain it. So they're just wanting to unload it and get out of the business, so to speak.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Hmm.
So basically, tired landlords. They just they don't
Yeah,
want to deal with
yeah,
it anymore.
right.
Okay. How has it been on rent? Has it been pretty good with getting rented out or?
Oh yeah, it's solid on rent. It's a beautiful investment, perfect
Okay.
investment. And it's just they've left that area as well, so I as well don't want to invest in that area. We've got other rentals closer to where we're at now, so. But the
Oh,
tenants,
got it. Okay.
yeah, the tenants had been there for 10 years and they finally left and went north. So we said, all right, it's time to unload. So that's where we're
Oh,
at.
goodness. Yeah, they pretty much owned it by that point. So.
Yeah, we were very blessed, but my parents didn't do the big price gouging rentals that most people are charging over 2,000 or whatever. They, they took care of them. They took care of each other, as to say.
Yeah, yeah. No,
They
of
could
course
have
I
gotten
get
a
it.
lot more rent, yes. Uh-huh.
Now, are they looking for top dollar on it? Do they want to sell it quickly? What is their whole
Well, of course,
deal
everybody
here?
wants a top dollar. I mean, and as quickly as possible. They don't. There's no. We don't want to entertain any lease to own or anything because they need that one-time lump sum to reinvest because that's going to be their retirement fund. So
Okay. So when you say reinvest, it's not buying another property. They just want to.
no, no, yeah, and banking or something or shares or something. I'm not sure how they're going to go about reinvesting.
I got you. Okay. Now, that's definitely not a concern here. So, um, now, what kind of updates have been done? I do see it's got the new roof, the repiping, water heater, and all that. Is there anything not in the listing that you guys might have left out there, or just in case?
The previous owner had updated the kitchen area and the cabinetry and everything and the floor. I believe it was 2010. I'm not sure. She mentioned it, and of course I didn't pay attention because at the time I didn't. So it does have like pull out, slide out drawers and stuff in the kitchen. The cabinets are more modern. They're not just the normal plain cabinetry. But apart from that, no,
Yeah,
that's about it.
yeah, the cabinets are nice. I see the countertops are a little outdated, but not too bad. So
Hmm.
awesome.
Hmm.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, the
obviously, a cash
vanities,
offer is.
I would recommend the vanities be updated. That's a definite stickler for me. And of course the
Yeah,
lighting.
yeah.
But apart from that, it's just a real well built solid house. It was back in the
Hmm.
Odell Brunson days. I don't know if you know history in Kissimmee or Osceola County, but they were very
Yeah, yeah.
reputable builders and
Oh yeah, of course. No, they used to do things the right way back then. Now,
hmm.
good luck, right? So,
Right. Hmm.
but no, obviously, I mean, I think if I gave you a cash offer, it would be insulting, especially with what you guys are, asking. But
Hmm.
um, now, if I can get maybe not the full amount, but if we can get like close to there, do you think they would entertain terms if we can get them a higher down payment or?
No, no, not at all.
Okay, so they're looking for the full amount.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I got you. Okay. Um, I mean, well, here's what I can say. I mean, it hasn't been on the market long, right? I mean, it's only
Mhm.
26 days on the market,
Mhm.
or 29 days. But do you think they might be open to entertaining something like that later on down the line? Let's say that it,
No.
hasn't sold or.
No, we've got a couple people very interested. We're just waiting to see who makes the biggest and best offer. So no,
Mhm.
that's yeah, they wouldn't deviate from that. because they know what it's worth. So
Yeah. Well, what
they're
I'm
not
talking
in a
about is
desperate state or anything where they'll take a
I
big
wouldn't
bunch.
offer lower. I don't want them to take less money. Basically, what I'm saying is if we can
Yeah,
get them
terms.
the same amount they're asking, or maybe more,
Hmm.
um,
Over a
where they
period of
would
time. No, no.
exactly. So if we could do a huge lump sum down,
Mm-mm.
and then just finance a little bit of the equity, so you're saying they wouldn't be interested in that?
No, no. They just want a simple deal, and we deal through Stewart Title and be done. There's no
Okay.
leases or
Yeah,
reading
Stewart's
through
good.
the jargon and so forth. No.
Okay. Well, the only other option that I might be able to help with here, and what I would say is maybe if it's not an exclusive contract, I know you guys are doing, seller finance for a reason. That's to take the most money that you can, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I am a realtor as well. If you guys would be open to maybe doing a non-exclusive listing with me, I can try to help you guys to sell the property a little quicker.
No, I can't
And
do that. My stepdaughter's an actual realtor there in St. Cloud. I can't go around her. I'm
oh,
not going
gotcha.
to do that. Yeah.
Who's your stepdaughter?
Sherry Austin.
Sherry Austin. Who's she with?
Hmm.
What brokerage?
Iron Valley.
Oh, Iron Valley. I've seen their signs around. I'm not too familiar. I'm with Home Pride. If you know Steve Fustine.
Oh yes, I do. I know him. Hmm.
Yeah. So awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got
Well,
a Claude has been visiting as well, so yeah, from your office. So. But yeah,
oh,
I
cool.
have met Steve personally a couple of years back, and very likable guy, very straightforward,
Hmm. Yeah, he's
total
a very,
respect.
very good guy. So
Mhm.
very respectable. But awesome. Well, what I'll do is, obviously, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time here. If you guys do change your minds, would you mind if I maybe send you over my information and you guys can give me a call back if you do?
Certainly, that's no worries.
Okay, cool. And then I don't know if this would make sense, but I do have buyers that, like I said, they would make a higher offer. So if I can just send the offer, even if you guys don't actually accept it, would it be okay if I just send in an offer where maybe you use it as a backup? So if you do recontact us, you can let us know and kind of go from there, just in case other things don't work out.
I'd rather not waste your time or mine because I know that somebody is truly is I think they're going to move on it. I'm just
You do?
waiting.
Okay.
Yeah. And just
Gotcha.
no worries with that. So,
Okay,
but I
perfect.
appreciate the
Well,
offer.
I will just send you my business card just in case you
Okay.
you decide to contact me. But if you do have any other properties or you know anybody that might be open to an offer like that as well,
Mhm.
um, you'll have my info. So I hope that you give me a call here.
All right, Michael. Thank you. I
All right.
appreciate
And
your
I didn't
time.
catch your name. What was your name
Oh,
again?
Pam. Pam.
Pam. Okay.
Uh
Well, it's
huh.
nice to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you. Take care.
You're welcome. Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So, as you can see, not every call is a deal, right? The thing is about the property, I wanted to make sure that I hit on everything, kind of do a temperature check on her, make sure that they weren't possibly open to at least something, right? I tried to pull something out. She was very stuck on that. Um, I don't blame her if she's got people that have shown interest and there's possible offers coming in. Um, Time will tell, and that's the only thing that I can say is you just have to keep on following up to make sure that you stay on top of these deals. So, am I going to follow up next month? Probably not. I might send like a quick text, just hey, I was thinking about you and seeing if you had the property for sale still, just to kind of keep myself in front. So she was very open to taking my information, which most people will be. You'll be surprised how many people will call you back 6 months down the line and say, "Hey, are you still interested?" Right? Um, so that was talking to a actual seller. Now she was a middleman as well. I wish I was actually talking to her parents. They're older, retired landlords. Um, because what I was trying to frame was a Morby method where we can do a really, really big down payment, and then structure equity terms on owner financing from there. So, but let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and call an agent now instead. And as you can see, I kind of went off the script though. I mean, I did ask all the questions and everything, but you have to be flexible. Like I said, the script is just a guide, but when you do this enough, you'll know when you don't have to ask certain questions and when you should. If you noticed with the cash offer, I was like, well, I know you guys are looking for like the highest amount. I'm probably not even going to offer that to you because I don't want to insult you. The reason I did that is I wanted to make sure that she knew that I was paying attention to her, that she was understood, right? Because she was saying we only want the highest offer. We're not looking to do terms or anything like that. So if I go in with a cash offer, she's just going to be like, oh, this guy is not listening to me. So in order to try to open myself up to negotiate for terms, I kind of I sacrificed the cash offer, if that makes sense. And then when I was sure that the terms didn't work, that's when I went ahead and I was like, okay, well, we can also try to list your property once I exhausted the terms. Um, and at that point, she's got a family member that is a realtor in the area with Iron Valley. So basically, just read the room. She wasn't interested, right? And if I would have wasted my time with her, it wouldn't have made any sense at all. And one of the biggest things that you could do is pay attention to their tone of voice. She was friendly. She was very calm, relaxed. She wasn't annoyed. She liked me. I had a good rapport with her. However, you could tell she was just not interested. So now, what I'm going to do is we're going to call a real estate agent. And I've already got my filters in here as well. It's an active listing and pre foreclosure. Um, what I've done is it's 90 days on market. As you can see here, with the property, I put foreclosure notice in the last 3 months because we want to make sure it's a fresh foreclosure notice. Now, the reason I did this is because it's a real estate agent, I want them to feel pain. 90 days on market, they're halfway to their listing expiring. And more than likely, that auction date is coming up anyway. So we want to make sure that we're able to come in and save these homeowners. So I haven't looked at the properties yet. As you can see, I haven't even gone out of the filter. Um, I didn't mean to save the search there. I haven't even gone out of the filter yet, but now that we have the filters in there, you can see the properties here on the screen. Let's look at the 476. I want to try to stay under 500,000. This one's an active listing, low equity pre foreclosure. Just looking at the 500,000, this is active listing pre foreclosure. Loan to value is 76%, so they're about 24% equity. But if we look at this one, the loan to value is 98%, so they have no equity, almost no equity anyway, which doesn't make sense for the realtor to have listed it because how are they actually going to pay the realtor? Doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. And I'm going to ask that to the realtor. So this is Kavita Uta Michandi with Century 21. So, oh, okay. I see they're doing it as a short sale, which does make sense because then the bank, um, they will actually pay the commission for the realtor. I actually have a short sale property under contract right now. So it's waterfront, open plan, kitchen, dining family. Or actually sold a house in this neighborhood. Outside community service. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and we're gonna call Kavita. Okay, so as you can see, I called this realtor. They texted me back, can I call you later? Um, so let me go ahead and I'm going to copy this information. Hey, I will be busy later. I am going to California, so PM. So what I'm going to do is just kind of put a little urgency in there. I'll be busy later. I'm going to California, so I'll be done today around 5 p.m. I was interested in the property I've listed in Hanover Lakes. When will you be available to speak? So now we'll just leave it at that. What I'll do is we'll just look at another property instead. But the good thing is she replied, so she's a competent realtor at least. Because you'll get a lot of realtors that do not. Uh, okay, and for some reason my results are not showing up here. Let me just redo this here. Okay, so let's do this. There we go. It popped back up. Looks like there was a little glitch there. Just for the call sake, we're going to go ahead and call this one. Um, Not really in my buy box or what I'm looking for, but I'll just kind of go over it here. So we got the agent's phone number, so I'm going to call them and then we're going to go over the property information. So
Hello, this is John.
hey, John. My name is Michael. I'm a local investor in the area. I'm also a realtor, but I just saw the listing you have over on Riverwalk Drive. Is that one that's still available, right? I looked it up on Zillow, so
It is, yes.
okay. Just making sure you know how Zillow is. But now, what's going on
Nope,
with
it is.
the
The,
what's
go ahead.
going on with the property here? I see that you listed it quite some time ago. Looks like over 239 days is showing.
So it's massive. It's probably the biggest lot, the biggest house in the neighborhood, and so it's
Mm-hmm.
more expensive than the others.
Yeah, yeah.
It's great. It's great, but like the master bedroom is basically like a whole upstairs. Um, it's huge. I think it was just uh, the price. The problem is I can't go. I mean, I've dropped it a lot, obviously you can see, but
Mm-hmm.
they're they're right about where they have equity. They got a first and second.
Yeah.
Um, I, we just need an offer. If we can get in, if it's a short sale, it's a short sale. But um, they're motivated to sell. They're in. It's been in foreclosure. I'm also an
Yeah.
attorney. I represent them in that.
Oh, you're the attorney for it as well. Okay. Yeah, I see the loan to value on it's about 76% on it as well. Yeah, and I see the two loans. So they have looks like two, or no, I see one loan here. They
Yeah,
got
there's
one
a second.
2021, and then they have the other ones on 2022. So they took two back to back.
Yep, the equity was blowing up. They took advantage of it, and now they're stuck. But one issue with this property, one of the
Hmm.
reasons it's been on the market so long, is they work days and well, no, they work nights and sleep days. So they can't.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
wants to. They need at least 48 hours, and they 90% of the time are not going to be able to do it if it's not a Saturday or a Sunday. So
Hmm.
limiting viewing ability has really hurt
Oh,
their
yeah.
sale.
No, I understand. I had a property in West Palm Beach, and same situation, pre-foreclosure. Guy was behind like $100,000, and he had a renter in the property, and they wouldn't let people in the house. So it was the same thing, and they were always going on vacation because the guy was a retired broker, he's super rich.
Yeah,
Um,
they've been their own worst enemies. They haven't been available to show it.
yeah, I got it. And I mean, I'm looking at this. It's probably not gonna work for me because I don't know. Are you familiar with creative finance or?
Oh yeah, that's not gonna work.
Well, where I'm getting at is, I mean, just as an example, I just helped somebody out with negative equity to move back to Texas. I found them a buyer to come in and take it over sub two. Um, I sometimes buy properties. Just looking at this, it wouldn't be a deal for me. I like to be honest with people. I'm not these. I don't beat around the bush, but I could possibly find a retail buyer to take it over sub two, where they can just catch up their arrears and make the payments. But it just depends here. I mean, do you know what their total payments are between both loans?
I think they've been delinquent for a couple years, so the uh, reinstatement amount's pretty high. But
Hmm.
I don't have a. I could get that number for you. I don't have it off the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah. Because the only thing I could think of to try to help these people is, and I'm only talking to you like this because you're a realtor and an attorney. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying, but um, in order to help them out, I would have to try to find a buyer, maybe to buy it like on a mirror wrap, just take it over like that, or on a sub two or something. So um, if you can get me that info, I can see if I can help. Just based on what I see, it's probably not going to be something I can do, but I can at least try to help out, especially
Yeah,
with your limitations that you have.
you just need to pay off on the first and second.
Yeah, so it'd be the payoff amount plus the PITI together. And he doesn't have any other like liens on it, no like tax liens, HOA.
Oh,
It
I don't
doesn't
know
look like
about
he has
HOA.
solar.
I don't think no other liens, but I don't know if they're current with the HOA. I think they are. Maybe not.
Okay, they're current.
I do not know.
Okay. Yeah, if you can find that out for me, what I'll do is I'll send you my information. Send me that over, and I can run the numbers and just see if we can possibly try to help them out. So,
Okay, if you wouldn't mind
um,
sending me a text with your name and firm, I appreciate it. And then
okay,
I'll send it back.
perfect. And I'm
Thank you.
calling you from my CRM. I'm going to send you my actual phone number instead, so that way
Okay,
you'll
no
have a
problem.
direct line to me. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye bye. Okay. So what I did there, I don't know if you noticed what I did. I kind of broke some rules, but I just felt like it was something where it made a little bit more sense. Now, the guy's a realtor. He's also an attorney. He deals with foreclosures. So he has to know what creative finance is. And I kind of took a little risk there. But if you notice, he was not open to creative finance at all at first. But then when I started talking about their situations and kind of getting a little bit into like how I might be able to help, the reason that I did that is because he is a professional. Um, Lawyers, they're a way higher standard than a realtor is. I mean, a realtor, it doesn't take much to be a realtor, but to be a lawyer, um, you have to be sharp, right? So, um, the reason why I went into the creative finance route is because I wanted to build some authority and just get them understanding that I know what I'm talking about. Now, the other thing is I didn't put in there at all that I want to buy this house, I want to put an offer on it. I actually pushed it away. I said, listen, this is I can tell you just by looking at the numbers here that I see on the screen, it's probably not a deal for me. It probably wouldn't make sense, but I can try to find another buyer. Now, the good thing about that is I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it. I'm looking at the information here and it's showing the estimated payment is 2093 a month because he's got a $354,000 mortgage, but it's only a 2.8% interest. It's super low. That's awesome because that makes the payments very low. Now, the other thing is the interest rate on the 100,000. That's the one that really kills it. It's almost a 7% interest. But between the two of them, if the payment is 2,000 a month, a long term on this, you can bring in, with it being, what is this, a five bedroom, 4.5 bath. Um, Easily you can get long-term rent on that around like 3,500 to $4,500, just depending the area. I think this area specifically gets about 4,000 a month for a house that size. So if it is 2K after expenses and everything else, this might be a great deal. But right now the realtor doesn't think that I'm a buyer for it. So I'm basically framing it like I can help them. But then when he sends me the info, I can come in and say, hey, listen, I ran the numbers and it actually works for me. So I'm going to send you an offer and let's see if we can help him out. So right now, what we're waiting on is the information as far as the arrears. So we need to know how much he's behind on his mortgage. We need to know how much that he's behind, say that he's not paid his taxes. Has he not paid the HOA? Because he's got those liens on the property currently. And if they're all behind, you got to pay all of those off, or it could go into foreclosure for any of those reasons. So um, once I get that information and I have the PITI on everything, um, I can run the numbers for myself and see if this is an actual deal or not. But um, that just gives you an idea of how to talk to a buyer, how to talk to a seller, as well as how to talk to an agent. When you get to a certain point, you're going to realize that using the script, it's important to understand it, to understand the questions. I didn't have to ask any questions. He answered them all for me. They're in foreclosure. They've been in foreclosure for a number of years. They haven't made their payments. He's got a high motivation himself because it's been on the market for 239 days. He wants to get rid of it. So right now, this is a huge headache for them. It's a huge headache for him. And there's tons of motivation there. So if we can make this work, it's a perfect opportunity for a deal. But yeah, that's how you would use the script. Use it as a skeleton. The script is not meant to be a Bible, like I said. You just have to know what questions to ask. I got all the information that that script is pulling out without having to ask the questions, right? So, um, just what I would say is just study the script as much as you possibly can so you understand the questions that need to be asked so you know while you're information gathering what's been missed and what hasn't. I saw from the pictures it's a brand new property, 2022. It doesn't need work. It don't need a new roof. It doesn't need a new AC or anything like that. And if it does, I would be surprised. But yeah, basically opening lines, build rapport, ideal outcome. We already know they just need to be able to walk away clean from that property. Um, Condition drill down. It's a brand new house. I didn't have to go over that. Financials and price anchor. I didn't have to go over the financials. They're in foreclosure. I just need to know how much does it cost to get them out of it. And then I didn't have to do the menu pitch because he's a realtor. There's no way I'm going to list the property. And as far as creative terms, it really just comes down to um, what the terms are on what they owe. But yeah, right now we're in step 2 where I'm going to follow up with him and then go from there. If you guys got value from this video, please like, subscribe, share, and make sure to comment so that way I know how to improve and continue to give value to you guys in the future. Take care.